It has been quite the day, everyone. My my last post, I had hulked out a bit because of what's going on, and that I'm not hearing from the Democrats, and I'm very frustrated about it. And people are saying, "Well, what can the Democrats do?" And I'm like, "Well, at least they can acknowledge that this is happening, and that we're not alone." Which that would be nice, but so I took a little time, did a little research, and watched the interview with Representative Crockett, who happens to be one of my most favorite people that's in DC. I adore her. I think her style's amazing, and she's just so incredibly intelligent, and a fellow attorney. And so I just, I'm listening to her, and she's saying, what did people think would happen if you put a thug in the White House? And like, that's true. That's true. We're out here, the ones that didn't vote for Armageddon, and we're saying, ouch, this hurts. And nobody's really standing up for anything. And a lot of people are coming to me and saying, well, the law doesn't work anymore. There's no law and order, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm going to be out of a job if there isn't any law and order. So I'm going to need you to calm down a little bit. And I'm going to need to calm down a little bit. So, there's still some law and order. There's still people getting arrested every day, put in the jail. So, we still have the basics. We're running on a skeleton crew, perhaps, but we still have the basics. So that, to me, along with the Constitution's not over yet. That would be a hard argument to win if that's your position. But we're taking some hits. We're taking some big hits here. January 6th pardons have completely undermined our entire criminal justice system. That's huge. Mr. Trump doesn't know what the heck he's writing and signing with all these executive orders. So we know he's just, getting danced around on the puppet strings. And, that's worrisome. Of course, our Supreme Court. Oh, goodness gracious. Not great. So we've got some troubles in River City, everyone. And in Congress, we've got this slim majority for Republicans, very, very tight, but still, nevertheless, depending on what's going on, the vice president could come in and ultimately win the vote for the Red Hatters. So it's really frustrating. I'm frustrated. It's hard to watch, especially, it's hard to watch. So they're going after diversity. They're going after civil rights. They're removing acknowledgments of the difficulties of being not them. And it's heartbreaking. It's hard to watch. So what can we do about it? A few things. First of all, we have a First Amendment right to complain to our government. Some people are saying, can we sue Elon Musk? What the heck, man? For what? Legal Dad already did like 5 videos on this saying, stop tagging us out here because we can't do anything. You can't just say, ooh, we don't like what you're doing and we're going to sue you. We can't do that. If he's breaking laws, that's criminal. If he is causing you personally some damage, you might be able to take it to civil court, but you can't just go into like Procter and Gamble and be like, you're a jerk, I'm going to sue you. Like, the system doesn't work that way. And it'd be nice if it did, but it doesn't. So, if you want to go and do some class action lawsuits, good luck with that. But in the legal world, you got to put your time and energy into your potential wins. One of the wins that I think we have, or one of the things on our side, is that we really do have freedom of speech over here. We can be loud. We can actually, and I usually don't advocate for getting up in people's faces verbally, but we can now. I think it's time. I think it's time for people's inner Karens to come out and talk to your representatives and call them up and talk to your senators or the White House. Don't make any threats, everybody. All right. You make threats, you're going to get into trouble, and I'm not going to defend you in court. All right. But you can tell people how you really feel. I think it's time, because what are they going to do if I am in this big red state and there's nowhere for me to escape to because of my world that I exist in. What are they going to do? Are they going to take my civil rights away? Well, they already have to some degree. Are they going to take my body autonomy away? They already have. Are they going to make it so that I can barely work? I can barely take care of anything or be a good citizen? They already have. So I think we've hit a moment where it's okay to go Karen on Congress. And if they just want to hang up on you, that's fine. But I think it's time to let some of that steam out of the teapot, everyone, because we're going to turn into a rage machine that just explodes if we don't release some of it. You have a right to ask the government to address your grievances. You have a right to call, to write into the White House, to write to anyone who's been selected to be on the cabinet, on every single representative in your state and every single representative in Congress and the Senate. So rather than coming out here and going green in the Hulk form and screaming, why, I shake my fist at you, Congress, it's time to start yelling at them. So that's what I'm saying. I'm going to start yelling at them, and I'm ready for it. Careful. We don't want to cross any lines. No harassment's necessary. No threats are necessary. But yeah, I mean, I've got some representatives and their phone numbers, and I don't care if it's their clerk or their secretary. I'm pretty mild-mannered overall, but not anymore. So you are an elected person in my state, and you're working for the federal government, I'm going to be calling you pretty soon. I'm going to be letting you know how I really feel about it. And I'm going to keep calling and until, maybe I'll talk to the Speaker of the House. Who knows? Maybe I'll be able to talk to the governor's assistant. Who knows? But I've got a phone, I've got freedom of speech, and I've got some things to say. So I'm going to take the next 2 weeks, and I'm encouraging everybody else to do this. Take the next 2 weeks and get all of the names and numbers of your representatives and your senators. Now, you can send letters if you want. For me, I'm like, that's always evidence. So I prefer to call rather than leave a paper trail, but whatever. Of all of the people that I'm mad at, the people in the committees, the people that are doing the super majorities, and that little, weird guy with the glasses in the House is like, whatever, I'm a jerk. And I'm going to be calling some people. And so I'm going to give myself some rage out time. Now, one of the things that helps is to vent. The other thing that it helps with is, for me to say, I'm not going to be quiet about this. I'm going to call your ass out on it, because rather than running and hiding, we need to start screaming at some people. All right. So that's what I recommend for everybody else at this point in time. The next 2 weeks, call them up, start screaming at them. If you're like, what the heck's going on with Musk? Yeah, dig deep, find that inner Karen. Karen doesn't have to be a male or a female or whatever's. Just someone who is incredibly aggressive towards your manager. It's time. It's time for us to get loud and get angry. So that's what I've got. I'm totally pulling inspiration from Representative Crockett. There's no more Mr. Nice. Like, hey, do you mind? Could you maybe not, vote this way that eliminates my civil rights or whatever? Forget about it. Everyone in the White House is getting called, and I got stuff to say. And everyone that has been elected, I've got some stuff to say. So everybody charge up your phones, get your numbers written down, pick a topic that's just made you so mad, and then just all over everybody in DC. And at the end of it, just hang up on them. All right, just hang up on them. No threats. Just hang up. Walk away, and you've got some free mental health moments. All right. So everybody hang in there. Let me know how it goes. I'll let you know how my calls go.